everybody, I'm William.
I'm Kina.
And we are the Nerdyweds. And today we are doing a Will They, Won't They for a Kickstarter.
And the Kickstarter is Terrorscape. It is an immersive horror board game for 2 to 4 players. And how this works is we choose a board game every month or every other month, taking turns, bringing a board game that we've seen on Kickstarter to the other person, going over the perks that you get in a description of the game within the Kickstarter, and then deciding if we're going to back it or not. If we both say that we want to back it, then we'll definitely do that. If one person says that they want to and the other person says no, then the person who wants to can try to convince the other person to back it, or we may decide to leave it up to you guys to make the decision for us. With this particular game, it was my turn to choose, and of course, I chose a horror game. But I have not looked at any of the perks, so I do not know yet if I want to back it or not. But I guess we'll just go ahead and look at the details and decide.
All right. This is a game that has been developed by Ice Makes. So at the time of the recording, this game is over $250,000 raised, over looks like almost 1,800 backers, with 43 days to go as time of this posting. So it is a 2 to 4 player game, 1 versus many hidden movement board game with classic horror movie vibes. Escape for your life or enjoy your hunt as the killer. So it is a hidden movement game, very similar to, I imagine, Last Friday and the Dracula game that I can never remember the name of that game. I haven't gotten to play it yet, but one player is Dracula and all the other players are trying to locate him using clues.
Yeah, see, that's probably why you can't remember it.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
We have to play it.
We do. So with this game, it's a 30 to 45 minute game, 14 and plus for age, and 2 to 4 players.
And what attracted me to the game, what stood out, is the 3D house right there.
Yes, that is pretty cool. It's like
A lot
miniatures.
of table presence just really stands out.
So we got killers such as the Butcher, and the Spectre, the Murderer.
And they come in the base game.
That's the 3 for the base game.
Because I see there, as you were going down, it says Expansion 1, Feral Instincts. And you have the Werewolf, the Huntress, and then Expansion 2.
Which is the Unidentified and the Strangler.
Then the Expansion 3, the Cursed Statues.
Okay.
Looks like there's 4 of those.
Okay. And then you get Starting Survivors. Hey, look, there's William. Look at that handsome bastard.
Always a William.
There always has to be.
He probably should be over there with the bad guys.
And one thing I'm getting kind of, looking at the names, getting some, like homage kind of vibes. You got George Carpenter, William Hooper, maybe some names that should like be similar to. You got Anna Kubrick. So she's a student, and it looks like each of the different heroes, just like the monsters above, we didn't show that, but each one has like some asymmetric powers. Like the cursed statues, for instance, have perfect disguise. They can maneuver like an army. And then giving an example of the heroes, Anna Kubrick, she's low profile and discreet, good at concealing herself, and rarely makes a sound when she's scared.
Okay.
So each player gets their own asymmetric kind of powers they can use. And it looks like in expansion number 3 also comes with George Carpenter, the professor. Now this is really cool. Screen design and maps. Looks like they got a key stand and killer player area on one side.
And the house is actually a built-in dice tower. That's cool.
That is neat. Okay. So
Now I
not
like
only
it
is it
even more.
it's a screen between the two play areas. You have the players on one side and the killer on the other, and they can't see what each other's doing. That's interesting. And then, like she said, the that mansion's not only a player screen, and it's also a dice tower. That's
And
pretty
then
cool.
the survivors, they have some deck of cards that they'll use to search and discover. So it's a searching deck and a discovery deck.
All right. Now here's our locations. The mansion, that it looks like that's the base
Base
game
game.
location. And then the first expansion is the cabin.
And it's for the feral instincts. So it looks like the expansions, because I can see expansion 2 there, looks like they're corresponding with the expansions for the villains, for the bad guys.
Okay, the different monsters each have their own expansion, their own set, their own
Yes.
environment. So expansion number 2 has Amorphous Peril, the laboratory. And expansion number 3 is Lethal Immortals with the castle. That's where the statues are. Okay. What's inside? So, one screen with dice tower, one killer board game with map, one survivor board game with map, 6 killer miniatures and 5 survivor miniatures, 3 killer boards and 5 survivor boards, 3 inventory boards for the survivors.
And 4 organizers that look really cool. So looks like the box there, you can hold some of the things that you get, that
Yeah.
you search and discover and put it in there. That's pretty cool. I like that. And of course, you're going to love those dice right there.
Oh, they're nice. 4 engraved defense dice. So that explains the dice tower. And then cards and organizers and something that's been unlocked. They don't quite show what it is. 39 killer skill cards and a bunch of other item cards and various cards and trackers and
So a lot of
tokens.
stuff.
A lot of tokens.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in this game. That's just the base game. And them saying base game kind of tells me that there's something more that we're going to see below. And then they're showing what's included with all of the expansions as well. Treasure box tokens. That's
We
pretty
both, our eyes both went to the same thing.
cool. Yeah, because they're actually like little 3D treasure boxes, little treasure chests. Amorphous Peril. It looks like they give you 2 miniatures for each of the different killers. So
They're actually really cool miniatures too.
They are really
There's
cool,
a lot
especially
of
these
details
guys.
on them.
you really see a lot of detail on the Amorphous Peril
Yep.
miniatures. They look really terrifying. All right, going down. 10 core tokens, another cool looking set of tokens. Little 3D cardboard tokens. And then Lethal Immortals, which are the statues. And each one comes with their own rule books. What would you?
I was gonna say, and the killers have their own skill cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here's the collector big box for all deluxe contents. Looks like it comes with these really neat looking boxes for each of the different sets. You have the base set and then all of the expansions, the 3 expansions. Neoprene mats for the killers and the survivors. Deluxe token pack. Deluxe art book. And the collector's big box that holds everything. And they're even showing an animation of how it's all put together. That's neat. That's really nice.
A lot of stuff.
It is a lot of stuff.
It's a little bit overwhelming. Now here's how to play. Clean and clear tutorial by Dice Tower.
So it's been done by Dice Tower and John Gets Games. Yeah, that's pretty neat. And then they're showing more about the killers. Killer's goal is to eliminate the uninvited guests. Each killer has their own deck of cards, providing different styles of hunt. Use powerful skill cards such as blocking the doorway to trap survivors, inducing great fear and hiding your movement to perform deadly ambushes. And then they go through the survivors as well. Move into locations, search for use searching abilities to find different cards. Repair things such as the radio to make an emergency call. Don't make sounds, otherwise you reveal your location to the killer. Then getting into the stretch goals, and looks like they've unlocked a lot of stretch goals here.
It says it's 100% funded, so a good amount, if not all, of the stretch goals should be unlocked.
There are a lot of stretch goals. Right now we're at 110, 120, 140,000. Moving up 200,000, 230,000. Now we found a locked one at 260.
One.
Yeah, 260,000 for the deluxe token pack.
And it says more is coming.
And that would be free for all deluxe all-in pledgers. And then they're looking for 100 fans and subscribers on Board Game Geek to unlock a new item. It's an extra card item for the survivors. Getting into some reviews. They're calling them witness statements. So they got a bunch of reviews there, if you want to read those. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty on this one. Just kind of scrolling through more and more and more reviews from different YouTubers. Now we're to the rewards. This is the important part. This is the part everybody's wondering. So for the base game is $75. Gameplay all in is $139. That not only comes with the base game, it also comes with all the expansions. The deluxe all in comes with all the expansions and stretch goals, and it's $250. It also comes with the deluxe token pack, deluxe art book, and the collector's big box for that one, $250. And then you can buy each of the expansions separate for $25 each. The deluxe playmats for $18 per set for all 4 sets. And the deluxe token pack is $14, and the big box is $18. So more and more reviews and kind of really cool things that they're posted down here. But that looks like it's pretty much it for, let's look at shipping real quick. So for just the base game for the USA, we're just going to talk about USA. Terrorscape for $19 shipping. The all-in is $24, and the deluxe all-in is $36 for shipping. And that's pretty much the range for each of them. Different countries are going to have different prices, but they're all lower to higher in that way. All right. Let's see if there's anything else we want to talk about real quick. They give credits for all of their developers and testers and artists. Going down here, they're talking about Pledge Manager, risks and challenges. This is always an interesting one to cover. This campaign is our 4th campaign. We are confident to say we are mature and experienced to produce innovative board games and fulfilling Kickstarter projects. We have the illustration and graphics art over 80% completed. We are working with a manufacturer with rich experience in board game production, which is a reliable company we have worked with several times before. We have already produced plenty of production examples for the game to confirm quality and costs. We are collaborating with Solution House to make sure we do not make any mistakes with the tax and customs. With all the above and more preparation work we have done, the chance of making mistakes and delaying is reduced as much as possible. Moreover, we will regularly update the progress, read every comment, and be patient to answer any questions from our backers. Thank you for your amazing support. So with that, I think we've come to the end of the Kickstarter. There's a lot to cover there.
There was a lot. It was kind of overwhelming, but great information and decent perks. But I want to go ahead and have us on the count of 3 give a thumbs up or down to say whether we want to back it or not.
Okay.
So, and then give our final thoughts and reasoning. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so is that a maybe?
That's a maybe.
Well, mine was a no.
Yours is a no.
And my reason is I love horror games, but after seeing all that's involved in this game, I can see having game night and people not wanting to play the game and saying, oh, next time, because there's a lot involved. There's just something about these type of games that can sometimes intimidate people. And we have a bunch of them on the shelf that I love, but I never get an opportunity to play them because people never want to.
Yeah.
And this is a lot of money to pay because let's be honest, you would want to do the 251. You would want everything, and I would too. So it's a lot
It's
of
a cool
money.
game.
It's a cool game, and it's a lot of money to pay for it to just sit on the shelf. So that's the reason why I say no. And I also feel like it would be one that I can wait to a convention until I go to a convention and play it at a convention like I did with Mansion of Madness. I actually said it right because every
First time
time I
ever.
say it, I always say March
We
of
were
Madness.
playing the game
And
at
I
the
was
time.
calling
You
it
were
March
still
of
calling it March
Madness.
of Madness.
Really great game, but with really interesting gameplay like this one. And this one has awesome components, awesome miniatures, awesome game pieces. But when listening to all of this and watching all of this, the one thing I thought about was Mansion of Madness, where
Twice in a
if
row.
twice in a row, oh right, I'm gonna win the lottery next. But playing that game, even though it was a great game and had some awesome game mechanics, it was not it was one of those games that I realized is all about who you're playing with.
Yeah.
What really makes it fun is the other people that you're playing with. So you can spend all of this money, but if you don't have the right people at the table who are really into it, then it's not going to be as fun as it could be. And I can see this one being really fun, but I can wait and play it at a convention.
You're
for
right.
free.
I think
For
I
free.
think in light of how you're putting it, with the cost of buying the game and then getting it and putting it on the shelf, is it going to come off the shelf?
Why were you at a maybe?
I wanted to see more about it. I wanted to look at more reviews, some gameplay footage, something like that, to kind of get an idea of how the game plays.
Good thing about this one, they have a lot of videos on there to watch
Yes.
about gameplay and reviews and all of that. And I really like that they took the time to talk about the risk and the challenges and to reassure people and say that, hey, we've done 4 campaigns before and we are 80% done with the artwork and we're going to be good to go, because they're promising a lot. And that is a concern for me of whether it's going to be fulfilled in the time that they say it's going to. But when what they wrote does give me more confidence that it will be.
Yeah.
So that's not an issue. It's mainly whether I'd be able to get this on the game or not, whether I'd be able to get this on the table or not.
Yeah, and it's just it's a big game. It's going to take up a lot of shelf space, so keep that in mind before you back this. And don't take what we've just said as, whether or not you should back it or not. The only reason I'm agreeing with her is the fact that I don't want to buy another big box that might not ever get off the shelf. And I got to be more realistic about the games that I buy. I don't want to be, but I got to be. This is a beautiful looking game, and if it's half as fun as it looks, it's going to be a fun one to play.
It's just funny because I'm the one who chose for us to look at this one, and I was the one that voted no, sadly, and voted no, because it's a beautiful game and I can see it being really fun. So it's nothing against the game itself. It's just anything that I vote a yes for, I'm also voting with confidence that we can get it on the table and we can get people who will want to play it. So that being said, I would love to know from you guys, do you think this is something your gaming group would play and you would be able to get it out on the table? Let us know in the comments, and let us know if this is something you would have backed or you will back, because it still has 43 days left.
If you do back it, let us know what board game conventions you're going to bring it to. Because I really want to play this game.
Me too. I really do.
I don't think this is a game you're going to probably find in a library at a board game convention unless they've backed it. With Dice Tower, maybe. You go to Dice Tower Convention because they did do a review. They did gameplay. So they might have a copy of it in their library, and we might be able to play it there.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
That
Wait,
would be.
when is this going to be fulfilled, though? Because
If they
Dice
still have
Tower's
their
in
advanced
July.
copies.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
maybe. We'll see. We'll
give
let you know.
an update on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I've got, though.
That's all I got. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.
Stay nerdy.